So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the weather here in East Tennessee. So what is spring here in East Tennessee and Knoxville like? Is every day like this? Well, absolutely not. Our spring runs from somewhere around mid-March, usually through the end of May. We see average highs in the 60s and 70s. We see average lows in the 40s and 50s. But it only tells a very small piece of the story because we usually see some really big temperature swings. We may see nights where the lows get down below freezing and days where the highs are in the 40s. The averages, days like today, we do get a lot of these days, which are really nice. The other thing that we see here in the spring is that we see more rain. It's a time where the trees are coming out, flowers are starting to bloom. It's a beautiful time of renewal right here in East Tennessee. We also see in the springtime the beginning of our severe weather season, and that's what we're going to talk about next. So there's a website, the Tennessean. We're going to make sure we put that in the comments below for you. It tracks tornadic activity over the last 50 years, and it puts it on a map so you can kind of see. You can break it down by year. You can look at the entire 50 years in general. When you look at that, you're going to see a really significant difference in the different sections in the state of Tennessee. West and Middle Tennessee are going to see significantly more tornadic activity than you're going to see in the southeastern part of the state and the northeastern part of the state, even to a greater extent. When you come to the east of the Cumberland Plateau toward Knoxville, you're going to see a significant drop in tornadic activity from about Knoxville all the way up through Bristol. Do your research, look into it, but I do want to throw this out there. We can have tornadoes right here in East Tennessee. We can have them right here in Knoxville. We had one just last year, but usually it's not something we deal with on a daily basis or weekly or even a monthly basis. Summer usually for us begins about June. 1st of June, runs through the end of August. What we normally see during this time are lows in the 60s, highs in the mid to upper 80s. We do see humidity. I get that question also from you guys a lot. I mean, we're in the South. Anyone who tells you there's not any humidity down South is not being fully honest with you. We do have humidity. So the summertime's here, and it's perfect for our area because there's so many parks. There's so much water. There's so much outdoor activity. You can run up in the mountains if you wanted to enjoy highs in the 70s. There's plenty of water to get in and cool off. It's just a fantastic time of year to live here in East Tennessee in the summertime if you're an outdoor person. I always tell people, if you have a concern about our weather, it's always best to schedule your first visit during that period of time so that you can see what it's like. So if you have ever been in East Tennessee in the fall of the year, which is, really October and November, one of the things that you see while you're here is it is an extraordinarily beautiful area during that time of year. The absolutely beautiful, bright colored leaves, and in a lot of situations reflecting off the lakes and the waters it's absolutely beautiful. One of the great things about our fall is you don't have to go up in the mountains to enjoy the leaves. They're all around us. So what are our average highs and lows during these 2 months? Well, our highs and lows really mimic a lot of what I just said about spring. Highs in the 60s and 70s, lows in the 40s and 50s. And the air just feels different in the fall versus in the spring. Even though the temperature may stay the same, it's going to feel cooler than it does in the spring. So lastly, let's talk about winter. Our winter does run from December through February. We're normally seeing highs in the 40s and 50s. We're seeing lows on average in the 30s. We are going to have some cold spells during that time of year where we see days that highs are in the 30s and lows can get down into the teens. It's actually a really good thing for our area because if we can get some good hard freezes during that period of time, it really does help with not having to deal with any of the bugs and stuff or most of the bugs and stuff come spring and summer. So there's a lot of positives to the cold weather when we do get those cold snaps. The one thing I don't like about the winter is we seem to lose our color here in East Tennessee in the winter. The leaves are gone, the trees are kind of gray, the grass loses a lot of its color, and we can get snow here. I think if you look it up online, you're going to find out that Knoxville gets about 6 inches on average of snow per year. Most of the time that happens in January and February, although some of our biggest snows have come later, almost into spring. It normally happens in a couple snows throughout the winter, 1 to 3 inches at a time. They last for a day or two and then they're gone. We consider all of our seasons to be very mild seasons, very distinct, but very mild seasons compared to a lot of parts of the country. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. I try to do it with a little bit different twist than we did in the last weather video and address some things that I'm hearing from you guys other than just numbers. You wanted to know, what's it like to live there, and do I need to really worry about tornadoes like everybody is telling me? And until next time, guys, I absolutely can't wait to see you around Knoxville soon.